To write the name for CrSO4 the first thing we need to realize is this SO4, this is a polyatomic ion. It's called the sulfate ion. We have two of them bonded to the chromium. Chromium, the Cr here, this is a transition metal. So we have a metal, polyatomic ion with these nonmetals. This is an ionic compound, and we're going to use these rules here to write the name. So we'll first write the name for Cr, that's chromium. And then we'll write the name for the polyatomic ion. That's the sulfate ion, SO4, one you should memorize. Lowercase s. And so far we have the name chromium sulfate for CrSO4 too. The thing is that chromium is a transition metal, and it can have different ionic charges depending on what it's bonded to. Here it's bonded to two sulfate ions. Each sulfate ion, the whole thing, has an ionic charge of 2 minus. So 2 times 2 minus, that's 4 minus. Chromium has to be 4 plus for the whole thing, all these ionic charges to add up to 0, have a net charge of 0. Because chromium is 4 plus, we're going to write Roman numeral 4 between the chromium and the sulfate. So the name for CrSO4 is chromium 4 sulfate. If you were given the name and asked to write the formula for chromium 4 sulfate, you would know that chromium has a 4 plus ionic charge because of this Roman numeral 4. And then the sulfate, that's always 2 minus. So you'd know you need 2 of the sulfate ions to balance the charge. This is Dr. B with the name for CrSO4 chromium 4 sulfate. Thanks for watching.